You know, I'm saying particularly that.
That's good, we're good. There's really not a lot of place and I don't want anybody to look at, so I'm just gonna stick this up here for you guys.
Okay.
Well, there's your redevelopment project. I will ask council if I could please read something just a little
Sure.
personal before I go ahead and speak. Nicole Timberman, 112 North Riverview Road. I would like to take a minute and petition the public to please think before you type. We currently live in a society where people won't say 2 words to you in public, but will sit behind their screen and belittle people to the point of tears. How dare you shame me for having an opinion and vision on how I would like my town to look. I'm highly offended at the comments that I need to fact check my statements. My information that I spoke about at the last town council meeting was taken directly from the census and correlates with the demographic information listed on the Town of Phillipsburg webpage. I may not be an overly educated person, but I am educated in a way that I continue to adapt, survive, and prevail. I did do my research before I stood at the podium, spoke before council, and subjected myself to the public scrutiny. I may not share the same vision some people do as to the redevelopment direction the town should take. However, that doesn't make my opinion wrong. I've seen this town try different revitalization projects over the years. Businesses have been given money to repair building facades, new lighting fixtures, and walkways to be more appealing to downtown foot traffic, and the train museum to complement the train tourism. Yet existing downtown buildings and storefronts continue to stay empty. I never once said that I was not in favor of a redevelopment plan for Phillipsburg. I simply stated that I'd like to see it go in a different direction. I would like to see a town rich in history showcase that as our legacy. The generational ties in this community run deep, and if you take a minute to read up on your town history, you will see that there are many family names that are still prevalent in our community to this day. My personal vision for the redevelopment of this town would involve more community-based options. Stop trying to duplicate what many other riverfront towns and cities have already done and do something that will set us apart from everyone else. Give them a reason to come to Phillipsburg they can't get anywhere else. Anyone who wants to do something recreational needs to travel outside of our town to find things to do, i.e. trampoline parks, ice skating, laser tag, indoor rock climbing, etc. We have a population of mothers who have absolutely nothing to do socially with their young children, and teenagers who have no outlet other than to walk the streets and do what bored teenagers do. I am not anti-Mayor Ellis, nor am I anti-town council. I am pro-Phillipsburg. I supported the mayor's signs around town. I did not see them as a form of segregation, but as a way to acknowledge the history of our neighborhoods, how our town has grown over the years and continues to grow. I also support council's stance on some of the rental conditions that people are forced to live in. I believe that if we do not hold the property owners accountable, then this town will continue to remain stagnant and depressed. I chose to live in this town, grow my family in this town, and raise my children in this town. I didn't purchase my home with the mindset that this is a good stepping stone. I chose my home with the mindset that this is the neighborhood and community that I want to be a part of. As for the people who want to sit behind their screens and belittle me for the things that I say, everyone is allowed to have a voice, an opinion, and a vision, and I'm choosing to utilize those rights. I implore you to stand at this podium and do the same. As for the redevelopment plan, I'm not sure on the legalities of everything, if the grant money is forcing you to build new buildings, but I'm not exactly sure why we need to build new buildings. I have some pictures here, and I typed up some things. I have something here for council that they can look over, and I also have something for the public that they can look over if they would like to. Just my personal opinion on some of the things that we can be doing with some of the existing historical buildings and architecture that already exists in this town. When you cross over the river, you don't see the building to your right, you don't see the building to your left. You see the building standing right in front of you. That should be the focal point of the town. And then you continue to bring your traffic up South Main Street to what we already have in this town. You're trying to pull people across the river from Easton, the people over there at the farmer's market and Garlic Fest and their beer crawls. Don't pull them over here. You have a train. That train runs all year long. There's the mine, there's the Easter Bunny, there's a wine train. I just saw one with a historical towns or historical houses. The Polar Express is huge. With one of the local youth organizations, when we were actually allowed to do it as a fundraiser, we parked cars. People come from Connecticut, New York, Philadelphia, Delaware. They come here, they show up a half an hour before the train, they park their car, they get on the train, they ride the train, they get in their car, they go home. They don't eat, they don't shop, they don't do anything like that. Why are we not drawing those people? You want to build this enterprise down at the Free Bridge and have people come from the train and walk past all of these empty, smelly, dilapidated buildings. For what? If I didn't grow up here, I would be scared to death to walk past that with my children, to go shop down by the river. You need to be bringing it, redevelop down by the river, but that should be your last step. The first step should be redeveloping these buildings with things that we already have here. The One-Stop Career Center, that's ideal for a hotel. There's nothing for these people to stay. There's no reason for them to stay. There's nothing for them to eat. There's nothing for them to do. An open style market in the building that's right next to it. The Riverview Arts Center that sits empty. A microbrew. That's huge right now. Everyone is doing it. And all of the towns that are redeveloping themselves are starting with Hackettstown has a huge one. Boonton has numerous ones to the point where they have a festival for it.
Ms. Timberman?
Yes.
Your time is up.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're more than welcome to, if you'd like, I can put you on the agenda for the 18th.
Okay.
I mean, I'd like council to take a look at this, but it sounds to me like another perspective is fresh. Have you met with the planning board?
No.
You haven't?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to leave this up here so everybody else can take a look at
Sure.
it. I have my own copy.
Thank you. Is there anyone else?